Hello YouTube. In this video we are going to be talking about what not to do during a cut. I have little experience with cuts because I've been mostly perma-bulking all of my lifting career, but I did have some stints with it, so I can give, I think, good advice to people who were in the same situation as I was. So first, quickly, what is a cut? A cut is when you reduce your calories so that you lose body mass. The body mass you're going to lose, if you're natural, is going to be comprised of fat, water, and muscle. Of course, because we're bodybuilders, we want the portion of muscle we lose to be as minimal as possible, and we want to lose as much fat as possible. The water is a different topic because usually you don't cut water unless you're going to prep for a show. But by reducing your fat holds water, so you're going to lose water gains regardless. What does a cut do? It makes you more defined, it makes you more dry, so your muscles pop out more. If you do a cut properly, when you take your shirt off and you have a pump, you will not look smaller, even if you lost 10 or 20 pounds, because the fat that was surrounding the muscle, yes, made it look bigger, but from an illusion standpoint, it also took away from it because it hid the definition of the muscle. For example, if you have big biceps but they're covered in a lot of fat, if you lose weight and you lose that fat, they might not look smaller. They're going to be smaller objectively from the measuring tape, but they won't look smaller to the untrained eye. So what we want to avoid during a cut is to go into a state of autophagy where your body cannibalizes your muscles to stay afloat. This, for naturals, is not hard to do, under one condition, that you be patient. And I think that's the issue with the term cut in itself. A ton of people will do 2-month or 3-month cuts. And in my opinion, that's where the fault lays, because it is way too fast. Unless you are doing mini cuts where you're barely cutting a few pounds, trying to lose a pound a week is way too fast. Just like trying to gain a pound a week is way too fast. Both approaches lack any realistic understanding of what the human body can do on a short period of time. So from what I've done and what I want you to avoid doing, I bulked up to 240. I was fat as hell. When I realized I was fat, I got scared, and so I cut down super fast to 210. 30 pounds, and I think I cut that in like 5 months. So that's really fast. And I did lose a ton of fat and water, but I also lost muscle with it. And in a sense, it was mentally, from a mental standpoint perspective, it was also awful because I lost a ton of strength. Me losing strength is not a sign of losing muscle, but it is tough to separate the two in your mind if you're a serious lifter. So what should I have done better? Well, first off, I should not have bulked to 240. That was stupid of me, but I already explained that in other bulking videos that I made. And after that, I should have just accepted the punishment. If you messed up and you got fat, you're going to be fat for a long time because you're going to want to very slowly cut down. If your body image is affecting your mental health and you want to do a suicide cut, then by all means do it. But know that this is not optimal and it's dangerous for your health. So, and I'm also in the same state right now because I went down to 210 super fast and then I recomped from there because the cut was so traumatizing. In a sense, I did a mini bulk again that got me to 225, and at that point I realized I need to be smarter, and I've been recomping ever since. So I'm around 215 now, and it's been a year and a half. So to encapsulate all of what I just said to prevent you from doing the same mistake. What not to do during a cut. Don't try to go fast. If you're not prepping for a show, and even if you're prepping for a show, you should have been better prepared, but don't rush it. Just like you didn't rush your weight gain if you were smart, don't rush your weight loss. Don't try to shed pounds. Don't chase definition and cuts so much that you put on lean goggles. Just like people who bulk, and I had that problem, put on muscle goggles or size goggles where they only see the gains. They only see, oh, my arm is getting bigger. They don't see the rest that's getting bigger. Same for the cut. Yes, your abs are getting more defined. Yes, you're losing your love handles, but you're also losing size everywhere else. And in a sense, you're cutting, so it's a given. But if you do your cut smart, you're not going to shrink from it. You're not going to look completely depleted and flat from it. So this is my advice for this video. Be patient. Know that everything that is interesting to have and worthy of admiration is going to take time, and that if you crash cut, if you crash diet, then the physique you're going to get from it is going to be very disappointing. And if you're not disciplined enough, you will be stuck in an endless cycle of bulking way too high, cutting way too low, and never really enjoying the body you have. Because for me, that's also what it means to be a natural bodybuilder. I don't want to have to hide my body during winter because it's too fat, and then during summer to feel like if I have clothes on, then I don't exist because I look small. I want to be able to enjoy the body I have all year round. And I think it's also the best approach if you're natural to keep losing fat and put on muscle. So that's my advice for you. Let me know in the comments if you had terrible experiences with cutting, and I'll see you next time.